Hello. I think I see some of you. I saw some of you pop on with video for a second there. Hopefully we'll wait a few more minutes before we get started. And hey Josh, how are you? It's cool. It's cool. Hi everyone else. Hi Rod. Hi Aaron. How's it going? I see Caitlin on here too.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool, what's happening?
How are you?
I'm good. I need to rename my
I was just gonna say that. Your thing says KW Consultants. How's everyone doing? Hi, Natalia. Is that how you say it, Natalia?
Yeah.
Hi.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. I just feel like needed to happen, and I have like a whole agenda of stuff to talk about today, and I want to open the floor at the end, and it's just better if we're all together and collaborate. And I was hoping to get some Cincinnati agents on here. Where are you from?
I am here in Dublin, Ohio, which is a suburb of Columbus, so Central Ohio.
Nice. Okay, cool, cool. Rod, how about you?
I'm over here in Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton. Sweet, sweet. Natalia, where are you from?
I'm from Medina,
Medina.
Cleveland.
Okay, cool, cool. Aaron, you're in Akron, right? Area. Paige, hi Paige. Cool. Andre's coming in.
Nicole, what about you?
Cool. I'm in the Canton area. Hey Mike. Okay, cool. We're getting some people logging in. I like seeing this. I'm in the Canton area, really close to the Hall of Fame, the Football Hall of Fame.
The Rubber Bowl.
Yep. Hi guys. Hi guys. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, and if people jump in, then they jump in as we go. I am recording this, so I'll post it. So if people miss out, or they wanted to be here and they couldn't, they can watch the recording. So I am not a broker. I am not leadership at Real. I'm just an agent like you guys, and I am goal oriented, and I'm you know, a maker of change and implementation and growth and all of these wonderful things. And I just wanted to bring us together if we can and see if we can do some cool stuff. So I'm Nicole Ward. I am a team leader, and formerly I was with EXP, and I made the move from EXP over to Real back in January. I was an icon agent with EXP. I'm assuming very well. I think that I'll be an elite agent here with Real in the near future. I have 6 agents on my team. One of those agents, Caitlin, is on this call as well. And I think that there is so much motivation and collaboration, and I think we all want to see positivity in our businesses, possibly utilize each other for agent attraction and recruiting and growth and growing the company and all of those things as well. And also ways to make our lives easier. And something that I've been getting feedback from a lot of agents, mostly in Northeast Ohio, because those are the agents that I know, is there's some roadblocks and things, some challenges that they're facing since they've been with Real. And I feel like if we come together and address some of those things, we might be able to implement some positive change. So that's my goal here, is to talk and to get through some things. So the first thing I wanted to mention here is, and I'll put it in the chat, I created a traditional Facebook group for all Ohio Real agents. I know we have our workplace group, but a lot of people, and this is one of the things I saw at my previous brokerage, they are just not on workplace as much as they're on Facebook. So I wanted to get a group for everybody in the state of Ohio where we can collaborate. I have family that lives in Dayton. And so I need to connect with more Cincinnati and Dayton agents. And I also have family that lives in Dublin, in Columbus. So, right. So I think that if we come together, we can open up more for Real in the state of Ohio. We're still pretty small as far as agent count for the whole company. And so I'd like to see that grow as well. So I'm going to put this in the chat right here. That's the link to the Facebook group that I created. Would love to have everybody be a member of this Ohio Real Facebook group. And I have a QR code for it as well, so I can add that later. Next item I wanted to bring up. So everyone knows who our broker is. Our broker is Ed Hasners. But if you didn't know, you have other resources besides Ed when it comes to leadership in the company. So you have Ed Hasners, and then right above Ed Hasners is a woman named Helen Chiros. She is the VP of Brokerage Operations. And let me see if I can drop her email in here. Sometimes if you can't get a hold of Ed, or for whatever reason, you needed another voice at the company in leadership, I am going to drop her email address here. There has been many times where I have CC'd Helen on emails out to leadership or at the brokerage for whatever I may need. So I wanted to put her email in here as well. And then outside of the brokerage operations, so we have Ed Hasners as the state broker. We have Helen Chiros, who's the VP of brokerage operations. We also have within Real a group called the LAB. And I don't know if any of you know who LAB is. It's called the Leadership Advisory Board. And the Leadership Advisory Board is made up of 16 Real agents across the country and in Canada. And they are supposed to be our voice as agents and kind of the bridge between us agents and leadership at the company. So I know 2 members that are of the LAB, and that would be Casey McKeon, and he is in Texas. And then also a guy named Franklin, he is in Texas as well. And I've had some really great conversations with them, and they are kind of the boots on the ground, like front runners for us agents. So if we ever had a suggestion or something was working really well and you wanted to share it, something isn't working, the LAB would be a great place to bring that up too. So if you want to connect with the LAB, I don't have their name written down right in front of me, but let me know and I will drop that for you guys either in a private message or whatever you may need. Okay. Anything on that? Does anybody, was that new information for you guys?
Oh, I missed it. What
Yes.
was it real quick?
Hi, Rebecca. How are you? First of all, I dropped in the group chat here a Facebook group I created for the state of Ohio that we should all be a part of. And then I talked about our broker, who's Ed Hasners, and then his boss, Helen, who's the VP of Brokerage Operations. And then I also talked about the LAB, which is the Leadership Advisory Board. Casey McKeon is on that, Franklin is on it, and that would be a great bridge between us and leadership. Just as a quick recap of what we just talked about. Cool. So if any of you have any questions on that or need contact information, I have all of that. So get back to me, and I'll get that over to you. The next thing I wanted to talk about was events. So many of these other cloud brokerages have like awesome local events and rallies and get-togethers and things to kind of stay in touch and collaborate with each other. And I haven't really seen anything yet. Does anybody have any events that they're doing in their areas for other real agents? No?
I definitely think it'd be cool to do, and something I've been brainstorming about, like the Real Cafe model that they have in other areas, I thought was really neat. But then I'm like, okay, like I get in my head about like planning these, because I think one aspect of Ohio that we all deal with is it's very different to do a deal based on the board forms, right? In Central Ohio versus Toledo versus Cleveland or Akron or Dayton or Cincinnati. I think that is one aspect when I'm talking to agents that, that are attraction candidates type of thing. It's like, okay, like, so who's our broker? Like, what do I like? I feel there's like kind of a little bit of a in the back of their heads, like, okay, like, so our broker's not a Columbus person, not that they have to be, but just like really familiar with Columbus realtor forms and all of that. So it's definitely something I'm open to.
Okay. I think a lot of the cloud brokerages kind of face that struggle. It's like, oh, you only have one broker. Are they accessible?
Yeah.
And do they know what they need to know for our area? And I think that's a really good question. But one of the things that I've learned about cloud brokerages, and I don't know if anybody agrees with this or not, but we find more support in each other and top agents within our groups first before we go to the broker. Because if somebody can't answer, I'm not going to answer a question for my team that I don't know or I can't answer that's a broker question. But I think at least for me in my area, I've become like the first stop in that chain of command of, I have a question, I need broker assistance. Can you answer this question first? And if I can't, then I'll send them up to the broker. So that's why this collaboration is so important, to meet other people that you can go to as a resource first before you go to the broker. I think we need to have that. Do you have someone like that in Columbus?
Somebody like what?
Like a resource other than the broker if you have questions?
I mean, I used to be a managing broker for 370 agents here in Columbus. So I'm like, I think I know where to go.
You are the it then. You're
Yeah, I
it.
have the one thing that's really nice if you have a broker's license in Ohio is the legal assistance hotline that you have access to through the Ohio Realtors, which I use a decent amount. So I'm a very resourceful person as it relates to all of that stuff, but I know some people aren't, or they just, how do I put it? They're just out selling, man. Like they're not into reading the garbage that I read at night that would bore a lot of people.
Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds like from what you're saying, you're probably a great resource for Columbus agents if they needed something
Oh,
before.
of course. There's a gentleman named Jim Wilson who is out of Indianapolis. He is what they would call a regional broker with Real. And I don't know when the threshold gets met for that to happen. In Ohio, his license status would likely be like a managing broker status. And I know he's available. And he said that he's a regional broker for the Indy area for Real agents. But again, we don't have a ton of agents in Columbus. I don't know what the brokerage model looks like from a staffing perspective when it makes sense for them to bring something like that on,
Right. Okay. Well, I think we'll get there in Ohio. I'm very close to my broker's license as well. I just need to send my dang thing in the mail to get approved. I've already done everything I need to do and I have it right in front of me. So I'm hoping that one day I can be an associate broker as well and a resource for agents. And it sounds like you are, and hopefully we'll get some more of that soon. So, But that's good to know. It's nice to know that you're there for Columbus area agents specifically if they needed it. So, as far as, yeah,
Oh, sorry. I was looking for the hand to raise and I sure as hell can't find it.
that's okay.
But up here around Cleveland, so you know, there is probably 7 or 8 of us agents. We get together probably twice a week. We're in a text chat, you know, Rebecca, Cheryl, and a few other agents. So we haven't had events per se, but we do collaborate, help each other, get together and kind of do that. And between us, I know we have a lot of years. I'm coming up on 21 years. So, you know, anyone have any questions, if I don't know it, I definitely know how to find it. So I'm more
Okay.
than happy to always help out and, you know, answer questions.
That's really good.
Broker, yeah, I don't have the paper, but you know, I've been around long enough.
Right. No, I appreciate that. That's good to know. And I wonder if it would be a good opportunity to do like a monthly area specific collab between like that we can all like we can plan it all together and then do it within our area. So like Dayton, Cincy, Columbus, Cleveland, Akron, Canton. Like if we do like the first Tuesday of every month, we have it's Real Day, you know, and Real Day everyone gets together and does lunch or something and just kind of or gets together, something like that. And we can make it uniform so that like in every area of the state we have Real Day. It's the first Tuesday of every month or whatever. And we all just get together and collab. Is that something that we could kind of come together and put together? Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
cool.
we've had a lot of talk about it up here. We just haven't done it. But I know up in the Cleveland area, we do want to do something like that. So
That'd be good. Okay, well, I'll add that to my list. And maybe what we can do is we can further that conversation in our Ohio Facebook group and we can all pitch in and kind of figure out those ideas and terms and put it together. I mean, that would be and if we do it in the Ohio group, we can each post where our location is for our areas and people can be selective on where they go. If, you know, like for us, Akron's right in between Canton and Cleveland. So, you know, you can go up to the Cleveland one or you can come down to the Canton one and it's like same day every month and it's just once a month. There's other brokerages that do like aha meetings, agents helping agents, the Realtor Cafe idea that Real has in other areas. That's a good one. But okay. I'm going to put that in our Facebook group and we can further the conversation on that and kind of get some more. I'd like to see more collaboration. I'd like to see more agents within our brokerage getting together and communicating and seeing each other and helping each other. Because right now I feel like there's a big separation because we're not that big yet. There's not a whole lot of us in the state. So I'd like to see that as a growth opportunity. And you can also use that opportunity to bring other agents in, maybe from outside our company that you're trying to grow. Say, hey, come to Real Day with me. You know, come meet some of the other agents and listen to us mastermind and talk and all of that. Like, I think that would be a great opportunity to invite other agents into your circles.
I've watched a lot of agent attraction meetings with Sharon and others. And the one thing that they do say is don't try to combine the two things. They say a lot of times if you're making it about Real, a lot of agents won't come. But if you make it just a day where people are getting together, people will come, you know.
Right. Well, and I'm saying for this, I'm not trying to make it an agent attraction event at all. I'm saying Real Day for real agents. But if you have somebody who's interested in knowing more about the culture, like how do you collaborate in a cloud brokerage? How do you see other agents? You know, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, why don't you join me and meet some of my people? I'm not saying use it as an attraction tool. I want this to be, I think, and I don't know if others agree with me, I think it should be more about us within the company and collaborating with each other. But there's no harm, I don't think, in inviting your friend in if you wanted to. I can't see, I wouldn't discourage that if I have an agent that wants to bring a friend with them. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying use it as an attraction tool. Okay. That's a great future event idea. I am working on putting together sometime in August, a real Cedar Point Day. I mean, we live in Ohio. I know that Cincy and Dayton is a good 3 hours away from Cedar Point, but we still live in Ohio and we have Cedar Point. We should do a Cedar Point Day. So I've gotten a couple of people like sponsors kind of involved to help reduce ticket costs. So if we can get enough people to go, maybe I'll even create an Eventbrite link and you can sign up through there. And once we have like a total number, we can have sponsors get involved, purchase the package at discounted rates, and we can pay for our tickets that way. But is anyone interested in doing a Cedar Point Day? Hell yeah, I love it. Let's do it. I want to do it. So I'm going to do that in August, and I was hoping to do it during a business day. I know that's kind of hard, but I feel like weekends are way busier at Cedar Point anyway. So let's just take a day off and go hang out and collab at Cedar Point. You know, I'm a big wimp these days, but I'll do what I can to get on some of those rides. So, is there a day of the week that's best for everybody? Like, how about like a Wednesday right in the middle of the week? Would that be okay? Or, well, some of you driving up might want to do like a Monday or a Friday. You tell me, what do you guys think?
Yeah, as long as it's earlier in August, because the school year starting here like third week of August, I think something like that. But my parents live in Port Clinton right down the road, so we're up there a lot in the summer.
Okay.
I'd assume Friday is probably going to be busier there than a Monday would be. So
You want
I
to do Monday?
think Monday would probably be better. Unless
Okay.
someone has different opinions.
All right. I will plan something for probably the first Monday of August. Everyone put that in your calendar. What date is that? Only because people going off to college are usually heading out to get to their new dorms the second week, and I have a college kid, I know. So the first Monday in August is August 5th. So tentatively, everyone save August 5th in your calendars for Cedar Point Day. And if any of you have a sponsor that would like to get involved and get the opportunity to hang out with a bunch of real broker agents for the day, let me know and I'll add them to the list, and maybe we can all get in for free if we have enough sponsors. That would be awesome. And they can hang out with us, bunch of cool people. How about that? All right, cool. So any other like event conversations or collaboration? I was thinking, you know, we talked about Real Day and all of us kind of doing that across the board. I was thinking like training or mastermind Zooms or something where we all jump on Zoom because we're all so far apart, but where we can get together. I was hearing from a couple of other agents, and Lindsay's not on this call and she wanted to be. But a couple of the other like states are doing like a Thrive Week. Has anyone ever heard about Thrive Week? It's like as you bring new agents into the company, they do like this week-long like onboarding and training, and it's suitable for agents that are newer to the company, but also newer agents in general. So they do like this Thrive Week where they teach you. It's basically like at KW, they had Ignite and they had like things like that. So it's kind of similar to like that type of training. But I was thinking about like converting that into a training and a mastermind like call that's outside of the state broker meeting, where we can discuss current events, we can mastermind, and we can have one agent out of our group, you know, talk about something that's important to them or talk about training or something like that. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I taught Ignite last summer in June.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had about, depending on the day, we had like 15 to 20 agents there at our KW office, and it's really good. And I love that stuff. I actually, you know, have applied to be a professor at, you know, some colleges here in real estate. They're on hiring freezes, but like, I love that stuff. So I am all about that. I can be helpful there for sure.
I think it would be cool if we had some sort of training locally for our state for like newer agents coming in. And you can't do it all the time or randomly. But like if I have a brand new agent getting licensed, which I think I have 2, I know Lindsay has a few. If any of you guys know any brand new agents coming in the business, you know, we can do like a Thrive Week where we do a training for that amount of time or something, and we can all pitch in. Like, you can head it up, you can lead the program, you can start it, you can finish it, and then each one of us can, or some of us can come in and teach like buyer agency and seller agency. Now I know we have the real university, but Ohio does it a little differently. So it would be worthwhile having some agents throughout the state talk about those things too. I don't know. I don't know how that would look. What are your ideas on that?
Yeah, I mean, it could be cool, like, cause I think the CRM aspect, the Lofty stuff, bringing them involved, like there's some certain smart plans that I think should be just like locked and loaded for you, in Lofty when you join. So I haven't connected with our Lofty rep right now, but I've onboarded a new agent. He's less than a year in the business. And I've been meeting with him every, Monday afternoon, just like creating kind of my on the go to-do list, like, how many, at KW, they have data that say like, if you have 201 people on smart plans, like you should make 6 figures if you're doing the work. And that work is A, B, C, D, and F. So I've been replicating that basically.
Mhm.
And quarterly call plan, like, neighborhood alerts, that sort of stuff that's been successful, and how to build a database. And then
Yeah.
also teaching him like which forms to use, when to present those forms, all that stuff that he really didn't know. And so I've been kind of crafting this already.
That's good. So my previous brokerage, and this was specific to the RevShare group at that brokerage, and that's the one line that I want to dissolve. I don't think it should be RevShare specific. I think this can be Ohio agent specific if we all pitch in. That's the collaboration point here, right? Is that we're all helping each other regardless of what group we're in. But we had it was like a 12-week training program. And some of the top agents within that group would each teach a subject, and it was 12 weeks long. So it revolved every quarter, it would start over, right? And then one agent who had a particular skill set would teach that topic for that week. So like week 1 was mindset and vision, and getting your mind wrapped around the fact that you are a real estate agent and a small business owner, and just talking about that. And then week 2 was building your database and starting your business, getting your Facebook profile set up, getting your database set up, just getting basic things started with your business. And then week 3 was working with buyers, buyer consultations, buyer agencies, how to convert buyers, how to talk to buyers, cold, warm, all that. Week 4 was listings, week 5 was CRM deep dive, week 6 was building your brand, and doing like a 12-week session and having agents come in and teach it. And then within our group, we could do something like that too. Like if you wanted to teach the CRM campaigns and systems, that would be a great, and that way you're not committed to doing it every week. You're only committed to doing it once a quarter for your specific class. But together as Ohio agents, we can collaborate and pick our superpowers and teach it, and then exchange out if, other agents come in and teach and stuff like that. What about something like that?
I mean, I'm already thinking about it in my head, how it would be structured, just very similar to what you're doing. I think at the end of 90 days, you'll be able to, I think at the end of 30 days, you'll be able to tell if an agent's going to be successful or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get my brain going right now. It could also be recorded too, so I know a lot of those,
Yep.
online module, all those courses will allow for you to do like one that's free, so.
Well, we don't even have to do it in a platform like that. We can just do it on Zoom. And we have the Ohio State Workplace group. I know how to pull all of the agents with Real from the state licensing center. I know a lot of agents don't know, but I figured it out. I cracked the code. It's not that hard actually, but I figured it out, pulled all the email addresses. But why don't you, if you don't mind me delegating it to you, why don't you be the front runner of a program like that? I'm in. Is anybody else in for teaching or participating in a 12-week training program for new agents and experienced agents? I would love to learn what you know. So I'm going to be there to learn it too.
I'll definitely be there.
Krista. If you want to teach, are you okay with heading it up? Because I'm going to throw it your way, Josh, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
We'll
So
do-
Josh
We'll do
Dawson,
it.
Okay, cool, Rebecca. Woo
Well,
woo.
how about, yeah.
If you want to be involved with teaching or planning or participating, Josh Dawson's going to head up the Real Ignite program for Ohio. So reach out to Josh, and of course, Josh, I'm all in. I'm in to help plan it, set it up, whatever. Give my thoughts on it too. So Josh Dawson, appreciate it.
Yeah, it had me think. There was a Tom Ferry podcast recently where he had a lady on, and she was talking about their team's 86-day onboarding plan or something like that. And she was funny because for folks who's ever worked in a restaurant or a waiter or server or bartender, like he said, because if you're not doing this stuff, we're gonna 86 your ass out of the business. Like you're gonna 86 your ass out of the business. And I thought that was kind of funny. Obviously, we're not going to bring that attitude towards it, but I think within 90 days, like it's very clear whether somebody's gonna, be productive or not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like, once again,
I understand.
oop, did I cut
That
someone
was
off?
my watch, sorry.
Oh, okay. I think that the incredibly important part about this is that it doesn't matter what group you're in or who your sponsor is at Real. This is an Ohio-wide thing that together we are coming together to do for agents in Ohio. So no matter what, if you are licensed in Ohio, you are welcome to join this training or participate in the training. And I can send my new agents to it. Rob can send his new agents to it, or his up and coming agents, or any agents in the state of Ohio or outside if they want to, can come to this, because this is an Ohio Real Agent collaboration training. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. Anything else on events or collaboration that anybody wants to talk about while we're on the subject?
Hey guys,
Hi.
I'm Andre. I'm out here in Cleveland, Ohio. But one thing. So when I started with Real a couple months ago, that I had an issue with, and then I brought a girl that followed me, Natalia, from our previous brokerages. We were so lost when it came to like the documents. I'm part of your dot loop now, but I was so lost, like getting the documents, uploading them to read. Like for me, that was probably the biggest hurdle I had as a agent coming from one brokerage to another, because we did things so differently there. So I feel like with the new agents coming on, if they're used to dot loop, I mean they can still technically get dot loop, but it was just a hurdle. Like where do I find out the documents? Who has all the documents? Because it seems like Real what.
I just want to tell you that is on my agenda to talk about today. I'm gonna dive big into that. That's a couple of points down towards the end, because then we're gonna open up the floor and talk even more about that. So if you're cool with waiting, like
Yeah, I'm cool. That was kind of the only thing that kind of had on my mind at the moment.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. And I'm glad we are going to get into that, because that was a big topic of why I even wanted to have this meeting today, was to talk about that. Okay, well, well, let's just go into it now. And I'll skip the next one and we'll come back to it. So dot loop, documents, Real Signature, let's talk about it. Right now, and this is just my personal agent update to you. And this is me being completely honest with everybody in this group. Dot loop was a huge issue before I joined Real, because Ohio is very unique. And for many of you who have not ventured outside of Ohio, the way that the rest of the US works is different than Ohio when it comes to e-signature and what our MLSs and our boards offer. So most of the other states, with their board dues or their MLS dues, they are offered like dot loop or similar programs, and it's part of their dues. They just get it. So Real came up with Real Signature. The idea is fantastic. The program's not there, to the best of my knowledge. Now, if somebody is using Real Signature effectively for free, and they've gotten everything they need from it, I need to hear about it. But when I did my deep dive into Real Signature, there are no templates. I know they're working on getting the templates uploaded. It's also not team friendly. So if I were to create a template for my team and we want to grow Real in Ohio, we want more big teams joining because we want that momentum. You can't, as a team agent, as a team lead, create folders and documents and templates for your team, or pull over templates and share them with the rest of your team. Real Signature is not there yet. I've also paid attention in the break room and such things on Workplace. And we're not the only agents saying that. Most of the other agents in the company are not utilizing Real Signature because it doesn't get the job done. However, they have another option with their state because they have e-signature programs that are offered. Here in Ohio, we're the oddballs out. None of our boards, none of our MLSs offer dotloop. It is up to the agent to have dotloop. So if you are using dotloop on your own, you're probably paying your $35, $40 a month as an individual agent, right? And you had to upload all of your own documents, find them, and I like kind of like what Andre was saying, you had to search out all of the documents. It was hard to find them. You have to put them in your own dotloop. You have to create templates. That is a pain, and I get it. What I did and what I'm utilizing, and I'm offering it to anybody here if they want it. I paid for an enterprise dotloop account, which is massively expensive, very expensive. And I'm willing to add any agent in the state of Ohio with Real Broker to my account, and all of the templates that you need are there. Everything that you need is there. Buyer templates, seller templates, master Ohio documents, real referral forms, everything's there. It's all been created as a template and it's ready to go. So if you already have a dotloop and everything's set up and you want to just continue what you're doing, fantastic. If you're bringing a new agent into Real and you want this process to be easier for them, I can add you to my dotloop that has everything as an enterprise, a business account of dotloop. It's $10 a month instead of the 40. And that's just to help me earn back a little bit of what I'm paying for this massive dotloop account. So I am offering that. Is anybody else experiencing issues with Real Signature getting dotloop up and running? Is that a frustrating point for you in your business?
That was like the most frustrating thing switching over to Real, was trying to find documents and having no clue and taking weeks to be able to get everything set up.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm currently using Real Signature, but as a solo agent. And one of the, I guess you answered my question. I don't even have to ask it anymore, but I went through and created all the templates for Dayton in Real Signature for myself to use, both, packages for the different processes, whether you're buying or selling, as well as a bunch of one-off documents that you might need. So I guess there's no way to share that. I was going to offer to share those with people if they were, obviously it's specific to Dayton. We have our own purchase contract.
Yes.
I can't stand dotloop, but we've had that at my last brokerage. Dayton for a long time offered transaction desk through the MLS, and that was great. All the templates were in there, and I thought that was wonderful, but they got rid of that for us. So I think like one of the hardest things for me is at my last brokerage, you couldn't get a hold of the broker, so people were calling me instead. And like, I've been here for 10 years, but I'm not a management level employee or anything. So like having to answer those questions, like, so I have a lot of people who are like, oh, you left. I'm like, yeah, I'm not there anymore. Can I follow you? I'm like, well, yeah, but there's like that roadblock of, I was already doing so much for you at my last broker. Now, if I know if you follow me, I'm going to have to like get you on this e-signature and do all that extra stuff for you. Having a simple solution for folks that would want to join would be really beneficial.
Yeah, and it's available for everybody. And just to clarify, I'm in Northeast Ohio. So I have my Northeast Ohio MLS on there, but I also have in the master documents, Dayton area documents, Cincinnati area documents. And if we add Columbus agents, I'll get Columbus templates.
Yeah, like some people.
Oops. What was that?
Sorry, that was me unmuting because I had a question for you, but I was going to wait until you're done talking.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. So I guess just to wrap that up, I do have other area documents in my dotloop for any agents in the state of Ohio. There's also the state of Ohio OAR released a purchase agreement that's 10 pages long that can be used in any location. My team already did that. So my team uses the purchase agreement that could be used in Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, anywhere, and that is available on there as well.
Muted.
Everything's already
10 pages is long.
everything's already ready to go. So if you want to add your people, just tell me, I'll add them. I charge them $10 a month through Stripe, which will save them $30, and the templates will be ready to go. So just let me know if that's what you want to do. I am trying to get Helen, who is Ed's boss, add dotloop for the state of Ohio, because Real Signature, until Real Signature has the templates, it's friendly, you can share the templates. It's team friendly, so you have a team leader and you can add teams in there. Until that happens, most agents are not going to use Real Signature. I'm glad that you are, because as changes happen and as it becomes more friendly, you can share it with us and then we can know the news. So I'm glad that you're using it. But I would love to see Real match EXP and some of the other major cloud brokerages that knew Ohio needed .loop and got on board with getting it done. Because as of right now, it's not happening. So
I had to meet somebody real quick, but yeah, when they asked for feedback after when I was onboarding and all that stuff, and it's like I was hoping to use Real Signature, but I was like, oh my God, this is just not ready for showtime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's kind of disingenuous when you say like we don't have any monthly fees, but it's like, well, if you want to, .loop is free for what, up to 6 loops, I think.
Yeah.
And then you have to say, well, then you have to pay for .loop, which is $35 a month or 33 or whatever. So it's like, yeah,
and if
you
you're
don't.
team lead, it's $250 a month to pay for .loop. So
Yeah, it's like
there goes your free month.
exactly. So it's like, I don't know, but I heard Pritesh on a recent podcast, you know, kind of he implied that they've been aware of this, but he said, but we've had just yesterday 14,000 documents signed with Real Signature. So I don't know what's going on there, but I know Ed has really I think he recently at one of our calls or Zooms or whatever you call them with him said that he got it down to like $7 a month with .loop, and he just wasn't able to get it approved.
Yes.
Thanks.
It would have been $8 a month. And you need to have a certain amount of agents do it. And yes, he was not able to get upper management to approve it. But I think part of that comes, and I see your hand, Rebecca, I promise I'll jump over to you. Part of that is, and this is why I posted the town hall, divided we are weak, together we are strong. They have not heard enough feedback from us demanding or really pushing we need .loop. So together, if we all come together and they start hearing all of our voices, because as of right now, they're probably pretty annoyed with me because I've been saying it for a while, but I'm alone in saying it. We need more people to say, this is what we need in Ohio.
Where do you want us saying it?
That's a good one. Helen Churros, I posted her email right here. It's helen@onereal.com. That's her email address. We need more people to message her and say we need .loop. It's gone too far. We need .loop. I'm about to bring an agent over and I have no way to get them what they need. Real Signature doesn't have it. We need .loop. We need .loop. We need more messages going to her and Ed. Ed is on board to help us get this done. And so you can copy Ed on it, but Helen's the one that needs to hear it. Our LAB, the Leadership Advisory Board, they need to hear it because they're going to back up what we're saying too. We need more people involved to hear it. Ohio is unique, just like Florida is unique. They have their own ways of doing it. And the one thing I've noticed with Real is while they have some amazing practices, and I think it's an amazing company, they're trying to put kind of a blanket way of doing things across the US. And at some point, we're going to get big enough where that's not going to work anymore. And that's where we're seeing Ohio is different. We need .loop in Ohio. We can't use Real Signature. Every agent in the state of Ohio uses .loop. Now, we might get someone like Rod who can use Real Signature, but it didn't have any templates. It didn't have anything ready to go. You had to create it all. We need something so as we're bringing more agents and growing this company, we can say, yeah, we have .loop. It's $8 a month. Templates are ready to go. Come on in. You know what I mean? We need that because that's what all of the other brokerages have. So
yeah, I agree with a lot of things .loop has that Real Signature is still lacking. I mean, I use it and I can make it work, but .loop's definitely easier right now. And like for bringing on agents and like, you shouldn't be bringing on an agent and then they have to go make their own templates. Like they should have the templates available to, like, that's one of the hardest things, especially because a lot of the agents that are, at least the agents that are following me, a lot of them are like, they look up to me because I'm like the leader. I'm not like a rock star or anything. Like there's people that are better than me, obviously, but the people that I would attract personally are people who would need a lot of assistance.
right.
I
gotcha.
So like, and then God forbid you're trying to bring on a big team.
Right.
And it's like, hey, by the way, you still have to pay for this. You still have to pay for, Lofty and .loop. And, if you're and we don't have any of the templates ready for you either.
Right.
So Yeah, I think it's necessary. I would think if you maybe wanted to just do like a group email or a group message with like I think everyone in this call agrees with the dot loop thing. I mean, if you wanted to put a lot of voices into one email and kind of be like, hey, these are the people we met with today. This is what, this is the direction we need to go in Ohio.
We'll sign it and send it on July 4th. We the agent, in order to form a more perfect brokerage.
That's funny. That's a good one. Well, if you haven't yet, join the Facebook group at the top so we can get this movement on there, drop our email addresses and share who is on this call and invite other people to the group. Rebecca Foy, I'm so sorry it took me so long to get to you. Girl, speak.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So like now I think I have 3 things that I've built up. First of which I reached out to Helen regarding Dotloop, and she essentially told me since Real is creating a rival, they will not partner with them.
Yeah.
I
if they get
agree
enough
that if we
pressure, they
keep
might.
trying,
Yeah.
hopefully. But that was just my experience with her. And then secondly, with the breakdown of what we pay for, I will say, though we don't have monthly fees, it is nice to pick and choose what we are spending on. And then lastly, if we were to utilize your Dotloop account, what would that look like? I think a lot of the concern is, are other people going to have access to our accounts? I mean, I know we can check like the activity log, and I don't think you can just hop into anybody's, but that's brand new territory.
Okay, so I'll put
And
that.
can we get shut out of it? Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, okay, good. All good questions. My Dotloop. I will have access to your loops because it's my Dotloop account. I'm working on my broker's license. I will be an associate broker with the state. So hopefully that eases your mind to that. Helen knows that I have this Dotloop account that I'm offering to other agents because I've had this Dotloop conversation with her before, which is why I can't be alone in having it with her anymore. So no one else with the company will have access to your loops unless you add them as a team member to your loop or me. I will have access as the admin and owner of the Dotloop account to your loops. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, don't join my Dotloop, but I'm not here to share anybody's information or to steal your clients or anything like that, but I would have access to it. I don't have the time, energy, or money. I don't even look at all of my team members' loops. If they need something, then I go in and look at it, but I sell enough real estate too, where I don't have time to just go snoop through everyone's loops. So it's up to you if that's something you're comfortable with or not. So just me and you and whoever you add to the team would have access to it. What else was it? It's $10 a month. I'll charge you through Stripe. So once I add you to the loop, you'll get an invite to join the loop, and I will send you a invite through Stripe to set up auto pay for $10 a month. Did I answer all your questions, Rebecca? Yep. Okay, good. Anybody else have questions on that? If you want to be added to the loop, send me a note and I'll add you to Dotloop.
Just a quick question. Then, you have, whatever, 15, 20 people on your account. So why do we have to go through Ed? Why can't we talk to the 150 agents in Ohio and then go to Dotloop ourselves? Ed was going as the head of Real in Ohio. So he had, let's say, the buying power. Why can we not, as agents, get together as a group of 150 and go to kind of cut out Real and just
That's
go
what
to
I'm
Dotloop?
doing.
Okay.
That's what I've done. That's exactly what I'm doing right now by sharing it with all of you guys as individual agents coming together. Someone had to do it. The problem is it costs $500 to $1,000 a month for an account with Dotloop to hold that many people. Somebody's got to put their credit card information up there and take the fall for it for the first few months while agents are getting added in and getting set up with their accounts. That's what I've done. So, and so I'm taking the hit right now, basically, until I get enough agents to help me recoup and at least even out the costs that I'm paying every month for Dotloop, because it needed to be available for Ohio agents. It's not specific to just my team. Any Real agent in Ohio is welcome to join the Real Broker Dotloop. It doesn't say my team name on there. It says Real Brokerage on there. It's for real agents. So I hope that matches what you were asking.
Well, I think what Ed was probably trying to do is to get it where we all had it, we all paid individually. So, yeah, you taking the hit, like, that's wonderful, you're doing it, but I think going as a group to Real, to that loop and trying to get individual accounts, but as a one buying power is what I was talking about.
Right, but then Ed would have to put his personal credit card on it, and because he's the state of Ohio broker, he needs to have approval from the company to represent the
Was
company.
that what they were doing?
their
He
account
was
with
doing?
you. Yeah, and so the way that it works with Dotloop, just so you guys know, is they don't charge those agents individually. So for example, EXP has a Dotloop account, right? And all of the agents are charged $8 a month to be a member of this Dotloop. EXP charges the agent that, and EXP pays one bill to Dotloop. That's how Dotloop works. So if that were going to be Ed, representative of the whole state, it would be Ed's credit card that would have to be on there, and Ed's not going to do that because if you don't have enough agents, Ed's paying out of pocket for all of us to have Dotloop, and he needs the brokerage's consent to represent the brokerage with Dotloop. So the brokerage would have to put their credit card on it, and that's what they're not willing to do because we have Real Signature. So it would be an expense that they're saying they're not willing to do right now. So that's why as an agent, I've done it until we can make change. And that's what we're trying to do. Anybody else have anything on Dotloop? Cool.
It'd be nice to not have to pay that $35 a month or 33. I mean, you think about Lofty and Showing Time and all that stuff, like we do have monthly fees on the agent, right? So to be able to talk to an agent and say like, oh, I'm interested, there's no monthly fees, right? And then it's like, there aren't, but
There
bam,
are.
bam, 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 you
Now,
know?
here's the cool thing about being a team leader. Additionally, I pay for Showing Time too, because all the other brokerages have it. Real doesn't. I pay for Showing Time, and anytime one of my agents lists a house because I'm co-listed, they get Showing Time too because I'm co-listed on it. So my account extends to them. For you guys as individual agents, and I don't know what you use or what platforms you have, but you're probably paying for Showing Time $15 a month too. Right? So yeah, you're right. These things do add up. And I've talked to Ed about 4 months ago when I first joined about Showing Time, and he said he was working on it, but I haven't heard anything since. So these are just the things that are adding up. You're right. These costs do add up. Dotloop adds up. Showing Time adds up.
Lofty.
Lofty adds up. Now, I agree with Rebecca Foy though. Like at my previous brokerage, there was KV Core, and we were all charged almost $100 a month to be with my previous brokerage, and half of that went to KV Core. But more than half the people at the company didn't even use KV Core, so they were paying for it. So in retrospect, like here at Real, only the agents that are going to use Lofty are going to pay for it. That's kind of the cool thing about Lofty, I think. So I kind of agree with that if I'm not using it, I don't want to pay for it. But
Yeah,
if I'm using it, I
think
get
it's
it.
important. I think it's important to remember that you're running a business and it's not free month to month. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
these are additional expenses, but if you're not spending money on marketing and, obviously Lofty at $40 is a steal. You get a full website, phone number, AI, like the thing's so powerful for $40. Go anywhere else, it's going to be 400.
I agree.
So I think there are advantages to, obviously we're all here for a reason. We all see advantages in being at Real. I think the only gripe is the signature platform for us. But yeah, I think I didn't know that other places didn't get Showing Time. It just comes with the Dayton MLS. So
It doesn't come with our MLS.
that's new to me, but
Yeah. I mean, it's good to know. It's good to know that it does come with Dayton MLS. So yeah, but this is why it's important for us to talk, because every area is different. Like I said before, like other MLSs might offer some things and some don't, and those costs add up for those agents. So in order to grow the company in certain areas, we need to be able to be fluid and change as change is needed, So, okay. Well, let me know if you want to get added to Dotloop. Bye, Becca. Oh, she already left. Okay. Logos and the confusion about what our name is in the state of Ohio. Okay. So originally it was going to be Real Broker. Now they've changed it to Real at Ohio. I personally think Real Brokerage Technologies is better than Real at Ohio because Real at Ohio confines you to just the state. And what is it? If you put Real at Ohio on your sign, people may not know you're even in real estate. At least the word Real Brokerage Technologies says the word brokerage in it.
Is
But
it at Ohio or of Ohio?
Real of Ohio.
Okay,
of.
I was gonna say, I've been typing it wrong every time.
Well, real of Ohio. So, we have not created any of the logos for this, and I don't know about you guys, but I think this is one of the biggest confusing things for my new agents that have come on board is where's the logos? Because what the real website says for Ohio doesn't have the right logos on there. It's like Real Broker LLC, and that's not our legal name. And then they have just the standard Real logo, but from what I've been told by everybody, the standard Real logo is technically not the legal name for the state of Ohio, so you have to add the Brokerage Technologies to it. So what I've done is I created a black logo and a white logo with the new boxed Real, and it says Brokerage Technologies at the bottom. I've got one in black and I've got one in white. I'm just going to share it with you guys for ease of use until they come up with whatever they want to come up with for the state, and they haven't done it yet. I'll just share with you guys what you got. You're welcome to make your own, but I just wanted to share what I have for everybody else to be able to use. So it says Real Brokerage Technologies. The state law says you don't have to add the Inc. at the end. You don't have to add LLC, Inc., any of those things according to state. Just that doesn't need to be included. It can just say Real Brokerage Technology. So I'll share those with you. What I'm going to do in our Facebook group is at the top of our new Facebook group, I'm going to put a link to a Google Drive folder. And in that Google Drive folder, I'm going to have the white logo, the black logo, and all of the documents for the entire state. Dayton documents, Columbus documents, Ohio wide documents, all of the documents. I'm going to put it all in this Google Drive, and I'm going to pin it to the top of our Facebook group. So if any of you are bringing new agents in, or you're struggling to find a document, it won't be templated, but at least you'll have access to the document. So I'm going to put it all in that and then pin it to the top of the group for all of you guys. And you're welcome to add to it too. I'll make it so that anybody can add to it. Does everyone think that's a good idea?
I guess my question is for the documents, don't you have to be a member of a board to be able to use their forms?
Yes. So like if you have a Dayton folder, you have to be a member to use their forms, but between us, you know, like I'm not going to use a Dayton form up here in where I am, but I at least want it to be available if I bring an agent in who's in Dayton, who's a part of my group. I want them to have access to their documents. So I don't think I don't think it's illegal to share them. I just don't think you can use them unless you're a member of the board. I don't know. But as long as they're available, that's the important part. And the OAR has documents as well. So I have a lot of OAR documents, Ohio Association of Realtors, their purchase agreement, their waivers, their addendums. I have a lot of that, and that can be used statewide. So I'll put that in there as well. And the logos.
I think that one of the holdbacks is right now, there's still people that haven't signed that document so that we can have a DBA of Real of Ohio. And I'm like, how hard is it to get 20 people to sign a document?
I think they made all their calls last week and they were calling the people that haven't signed. I'm not a fan of Real of Ohio anyway. But if
I think it makes sense from a corporate structure.
Yeah.
It sounds like every state's going to be Real of Massachusetts, Real of Ohio, Real of Florida, and it's probably under a bigger marketing umbrella, which is a branding thing. I mean, they hired 1000 Watt to rebrand. I'm sure they're working with the team over there to.
Sure.
I mean, 1000 Watt is the best in the business when it comes to branding and marketing and design in the real estate space. So my guess is that like every state is going to be Real of whatever, and that will add some cachet once everybody is using that.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I think support at Real was making phone calls to the people who hadn't signed it yet. And so I think they're trying to wrap that up to get that done. So hopefully it gets done soon.
Right after I got all my signs made.
Right,
Well,
me too.
from my
$4,000, $4,000 over here.
Not
But
that we can't use Real Brokerage Technologies, because that is our real
Name.
estate brokerage name. It's always going to be fine to use that. But I'm like, it just looks, I don't know. Real Brokerage Technologies to me just sounds like so confusing to a consumer. Like, so you do technologies? Like, no, I don't know.
get it. Whatever works for each of you to individually run your businesses. I know that they are working on it. For now, I just have the logos of what we're at right now. So hopefully they get that done soon. I did have one more thing, but it's not important. I want to the last thing that I wanted to do was kind of just open the floor and see if anybody has any thing that they want to mention, bring up, talk about, collaborate on, grievances, something that we can come together and change or help or anything like that. I'm going to host these town halls, I think, once a month if you want to bring more agents in, but I think we should talk more. That's my period.
Hello, good. Real quick. So I have not set up my Lofty Chime yet. I gonna get around to that. Is anybody here have set it up? How's the process? Anybody become a pro with that yet?
It's a lot. If you get it set up and then just start chewing it piece by piece, you'll get through it.
Okay.
It's really easy to get the baseline set up. But you can get really detailed on it. Lofty runs a lot of their own trainings as well, and their help center is actually really awesome. They have a show me how button. You just type in what you want to do and it'll tell you how to do it. I think the best thing you can do when you're setting up Lofty is just have an idea of overall of how you want your business to run. Okay, what smart plans do you want? What marketing do you want? What geo farms do you want to do? And then if you have the idea of how your business runs, you can ask the Lofty all those questions and it'll tell you how to implement that on their system.
Okay.
I'd say don't try and send something to support at Lofty or whatever it is, because they take like a month to get back to you. It might be easier to go into Workplace and ask our representative directly under the Lofty tab.
Okay. Thank you.
I like Lofty a lot. We use Follow Up Boss as a team, but I have one Lofty account to feed our leads from Lofty to Follow Up Boss. So I like Lofty a lot so far. I do want to bring up one more thing, last thing. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think the team meetings for the state have been a bit confusing. And there is one big thing I'm noticing is it takes a long time to get paid, these commissions. It's taken too long for not just my team, but some of the other teams I've talked about up here. And I think
How
there's
long is too long? Because I'm new. I don't know.
4 or 5 days. You know, we should be getting paid next day. If a deal closes, it should be closed out and we should be getting paid next day. That's how for a cloud brokerage should happen. So I'm just going to throw this out there. If you want to get paid quickly, we all need to stop telling title companies that sending a check is okay or depositing. So you get your virtual copy of the check and depositing it. Just stop telling them that overall. Get in the mindset of, I want you to wire it. Period. There's no other option, Mr. and Mrs. Title Company. You're wiring my earnest or my commission to my company. Here's the wire instructions. Yes, if there's a fee, that's fine. Take the fee out of the commission. Wire it to Real. Real will reimburse you the wire fees. Get paid same day. Upload that wire receipt. So I'm just throwing it out there. This is super basic. I have an escrow letter. I'll share it with you guys if you want it. It's a cover letter escrow letter. It's a preliminary escrow cover letter. And I have the wire instructions on there at the bottom. You are to wire my commission to Real. No checks allowed. It says it on there. Do not send a check. Wire my commission to Real. Here's the wire instructions. Send me a receipt same day. Upload that receipt into Reason. Get paid same day. It is literally simple.
There's a
Sorry.
commission disbursement form that has all that in Reason.
I send them the CDA with every single escrow letter.
Well,
So I haven't had an issue with it.
Yeah, Reason sends out the escrow letter automatically as soon as you confirm your commission. So what I'm saying though is that it does offer the options on that escrow letter to send a check or to send through wire or to send this or that. I tell every title company I work with, I only want you to wire the commission, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Wire my commission and I'm going to get paid same day. If they send a check and you're uploading a check, for some reason, it seems to confuse Sandra quite a bit. So I'm just saying, if you guys want to get paid quicker, get it wired. That's the best advice I can give you that my team has experienced and the nearby Medina team has experienced as well. So
my title company is wiring the commission. I closed just deal on Wednesday. I haven't received my money yet.
Have you uploaded a copy of your wire deposit to Reason?
Yes, I did. And it happened previous transaction, same thing. And I just joined Real. Andrew, it's my sponsor. So when I joined the company, they honor me with 100% because I paid already in Key. And with my first transaction, they charged me 15%. And it's like 2 weeks ago, I closed on that transaction and I haven't received my money back.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of why I'm talking about it now, because some agents may be getting paid after just a couple of days, but a lot of agents, it's taking a long time to get paid. I have an agent that took 30 days to get paid. So, I think what everyone should do here is once you upload your wire, you need to go into your comments section and tell Sandra this is ready to be paid out. If you don't get paid by the next day, you send an email to Ed Hasner's and you copy Helen on it. Helen, I haven't been paid and Real has had my documentation now for 2 days, 1 day. I need to get paid. Can I get paid?
I've only been with the company for a little over a month and I've had one closing. It was a dual agency transaction and I'm really good with the tech stuff. I'm real like everything was approved going up to closing. The title company people I worked with here, like the closing was on like a Tuesday and everything was in that file the next morning. Like there's just the commission, the wire info and the commission confirmation, all that stuff the next day. And I didn't get paid until Monday. And like all my shit was like lined up. And
Yeah.
I was just like, well, I didn't know if that was long or not, but I was like, at KW, we were paid within like 48 hours. Like, and that
You
was
should
an
be
old
paid.
school, you know?
You should be paid within 48 hours. You should see the money in your account in 48 hours. There's no reason why we are all at a cloud brokerage and it is taking the transactions team, which is honestly the holdup, why it's taking them so long to pay us. So I feel all of you. It was one of the things that I really wanted to talk about today was Dotloop and getting paid. Get your stuff wired. Send it out.
I'm gonna pipe in here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm the transaction coordinator for the Markowski team. We're a team out of Cincinnati. And I deposit all of our agents' checks, do wires, all of that. And we've, I have not had that issue.
Good.
And honestly, I feel like sometimes the wires for us have been taking longer than actually just depositing a paper check. I feel like that has been the fastest. I know that it really just depends on time of day. Like if we have a Friday afternoon closing and it's 4:30, it's not going to get touched until Monday. But I feel like that's kind of an expectation at that point. So I don't know. I guess my question is, how quickly are you guys putting in your documents into Reason and getting them checked off? Because I know that can sometimes be a holdup too. If there's a revision that needs to be made or, the documents are not all the way approved. I know for us, I'm putting in documents the second we're in contract.
Same.
So yeah, they're approved within the first few days, or at least I have an idea to know what needs, what Ed still needs or whatnot. So
no, that's completely fair. And I'm super happy that you're getting paid quickly.
I'm not going to say that we've never had an issue where an agent's like, what the heck? But for the most part, I feel like our agents are paid out within 48 hours.
Okay. I mean,
So,
I think that's fantastic. And I like hearing that because that means that there's hope. And there is a sense here of if you're a newer agent to the company and you're still learning the systems and you're not getting your documents are correct or revisions are needing made, you know what I mean?
And I don't know if this might help either. When I put in the settlement statement, deposit confirmation, I'll also add in the check images, things like that. If I'm doing like an upload, I'm also in the box next to it, tagging broker team and transactions team. So I don't know if that's like bringing more attention to, hey, this is closed. Can we please close it out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I don't know.
But not everyone would know to do that. And I think that comes down
sure.
to best practices of getting paid, which is why I wanted to talk about it here is,
for sure.
Upload your documents. If you do a check, deposit your check. If you do a wire, upload your wire, but go into the comments and say at transactions team, I'm ready to be paid. That's how you're going to get paid faster. And if you don't get paid within a reasonable time, 24 hours, 48 hours max.
Yeah.
Then you send Ed Hasner's an email and you copy Helen on it and say, I sent them a note. I'm ready to be paid. All of my documents are ready to go. And it's been 2 days and I haven't been paid yet. Can somebody please advise?
Yeah,
that's
I've had really good luck with reaching out to Sandra and Ed in those situations where it's like, hey, it's been a few days, like what the heck? But yeah, good, good information to put out there. I've not spoken to Helen, but yeah, it would be nice. I know you said you were going to share her information, so
I did. It's in the chat
good.
here. For
Perfect.
everybody that needs it, it's Helen, HELEN at onereal.com. If you ever need something, you're not getting what you need, Helen can be copied on the email, or you can email Helen, and it's good to have her in your corner.
Yeah. I don't know how often you guys reach out to support, but I feel like they're really helpful sometimes too.
They are.
With things like that. Just getting extra eyes or a nudge to someone like, hey, we need eyes on this.
Right.
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions about what I do transaction wise, like I said, I take care of all of our agents getting
I gotta
paid.
run,
So
guys.
they have a lot of trust in me. They hand me all their checks.
All right. Well, I have a showing, and so I have to bounce off this call. I did record it. I will post it in the Facebook group. Once again, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join it. Let's collaborate. Let's get some of this stuff figured out. Cedar Point Day, real day. Let's do it. I'm excited. It was nice to meet all of you. Cool. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
You.